fit with yourself.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, I mean, so what we kind of say is like the goal is just to kind of lay everything out. And then by the end of the call, if you feel like it's the right thing, then you can let me know. If you don't, just say no. It doesn't need to be like, oh, I'll have a think about it, or it's a maybe for now. Like it's just we could just keep it straight up, very straight to the point. I'm not going to be offended if you say no. So is that okay with you? Just
Yeah, I mean, I will probably still want to think about it because I never make a snap decision like that. So I want the information and then I want to sit and think and then I will engage with you either way. So also, like you're being upfront, I'm going to be the same. Like I'm just not going to make a snap decision right now, whether it's yes or no. I would want to monitor
yeah,
the information that's given to me and then
yeah,
make an
of
informed
course.
decision.
Of course. I mean, that's all we ask. So I mean, at the start of these calls, I just kind of get to know you a bit better. Obviously, I know that you've had, you've spoken to a few marketing agencies in the past who have been, not very confident. So with the fact I already know that, like, what are you looking to achieve? Like, because you've been looking at marketing agencies in the past, but you're yet to work with one. Is that right?
What am I looking for? I'm looking to grow my business. I gave up dentistry last year to focus on facial aesthetics. And I've kind of just been ticking along, doing that within my dental practice. My aim would be by the end of 2024 to be in a place where I can plan for summer 2025 to move out of my dental practice and move into a whole new space. So I can have a fully dedicated facial aesthetic clinic. I would love to have more therapists working with me, have more injectors working with me, buy more lasers, buy more machines, buy more devices. But in order to get there, I have to get my reputation up, let people know we're there, we're providing services, save money from the money I'm generating. So I can have that plan of early in 2025 to start looking for a premise that I can move into.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you've moved away from dental to facial aesthetics. Why facial aesthetics out of everything? Like, is it a passion thing? Is it like because you can charge higher ticket for it?
Oh
Like,
no, I was making a lot more money as a dentist.
Right.
I could, in a 2 hour appointment, I could be making £4,000, 5,000
Mm,
as a dentist. It's not really feasible to do that in facial aesthetics. It's because it's something I absolutely love and enjoy.
okay.
And I know the potential's there. I know I can see like the growth. And I look at like national stats all the time of how the aesthetic industry is moving. It's just I haven't been in love with dentistry for years, but I also own a business and I can't just throw in the towel. But I returned from maternity leave last year and I just made the decision at that point that if I'm going to leave, this is the time to do it. So that's
Mm,
what I put the decision on.
right. Okay. So you're more of a passionate clinic owner as opposed to somebody, just looking at the numbers, business orientated.
No, of course I want to be business oriented. Like I'm not going to get my 2025 goal if I'm not
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
thinking heavily as a business. But you asked me why I left dentistry. The reason I left dentistry was because personally for me clinically, I don't wish to be doing dentistry anymore.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
still
So
own my
basically,
dental practice. It's still running without me.
mm, okay. So you do have the dental practice at the minute.
Oh yeah, I've still got
Okay.
the dental. It'll be 10 years in May that I've owned it. So
Right.
I've got people there working for me. But I'm just taking a different avenue because that's where my passions lie.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. That's good to know. Okay. And are you currently how are you currently going about getting more, clients? Are you running ads or?
I'm not running ads. It's predominantly just through word of mouth.
Mm,
So my existing dental patients, um, and referrals from my dentist within my practice. And then the rest will be like they recommend their friend because they're happy with the treatments they've had. And it's just kind of how I've built my book for the last year.
yeah.
But every time I see a new patient, the first thing they say to me is that, if one, I didn't know you were there. Two, I've just had such a better experience here with you, with whether the quality of the treatment or how well the treatments worked or how good they look without people knowing that they've had treatment. So I know the scope is there. I just don't think people know I'm there doing this treatment.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of like all my questions. I've got this kind of short presentation. Do you mind if I just share my screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything like you want me to just kind of go over again, clarify? Uh,
No, it's all
no?
pretty.
Cool. Okay. So how does it work? Well, our process starts right from the beginning. We help you strategize and create and position your clinic as the local authority in your area. And the way we do that is we lead with value. So a part of my agency's USP is that we have a genuine interest in making you as successful as possible. And that might seem, well, yeah, but most agencies who book appointments for clients just want to basically send you any type of client. They'll send you discount hunters, they'll run a 50% off offer on your treatments. And as long as they're sending you appointments, whether they're good clients or not, you know, it's basically, it just wastes your time. And the way we do this is, as you can see with some of these clinics, this is not what we do. They offer brand new 20% off discount on something like lip filler, which isn't a good idea. Up to 50% off discounts. You know, it's just always discounting. And ultimately, that's not how you attract the clients that are high paying, that stay with you for the long term and have a genuine interest in facial aesthetics, as opposed to just somebody who wants a discount. And what people actually do, to be honest with you, is they see one clinic, 50% off. Okay, I'll go there. And then the next clinic they see with 50% off, they go to that one. Yeah. So we call them discount hunters and tire kickers. So the way we kind of strategize and position you differently is that we value stack. So we lead with value, and I'll show you the extent of this as we literally get leads thanking us for having this offer. But as you can see, so here, you know, teeth whitening with free lip filler. So it's not discounting the service, it's just stacking. And that's a very simple one. But it might be, you might have microneedling, you might have skin booster like Profilo, you might have a chemical peel, and then Botox. What we would do is you package these together, you call it the eternally youthful skincare package, or the forever young skincare package. You say, because it's based on outcomes as opposed to delivery of Botox, this is a package to get you this outcome. You can price that at like 1,500. And then what you do, you can either price it at 1,500 and offer a discount and say all of that for £1,000, or you can say, when you book Botox, Profilo, whatever, which is this package, you will get a free skin booster. So you're always just stacking value, and that's just standard kind of like good marketing agency stuff. But where we are different is we actually promote free image assessments and treatment plans because of our in-house practitioners. And here are two examples for Secret Aesthetics here, and Contour Couture here. And basically, yeah, I mean, I'll go through the slides. So the next step is basically not to overwhelm your leads. We custom build you a very simple, optimized landing page that we're running for all of our clients, and that we know right out the gate what works, how to communicate yourself, and all of that type of stuff. And this basically tries to position you as the go-to clinic in your area, all the information they need in order to actually submit an image of their face. What is a lead then? This is an example of a lead. Basically, we obviously collect their name, email, phone number as well. But our practitioners are specially trained to on sales. So they're not just, level 7 experts in aesthetics. I have spent a lot of time making sure that they know and are able to effectively pick up on pain points, dive deep into what their issues are, and we get that ahead of the call with their concerns. Like, this lady's just feeling a bit droopy recently. So when the practitioner's talking to her, she'll be saying like, yeah, well, this treatment plan, it brings life into your face. It makes you feel younger, more energized, just tying into the fact she's feeling droopy. So, this works very nicely, and we're able to get, 100% show up rate, and have excited clients coming into your clinic from using this strategy. Have you, I don't know, what have you done in the past when it comes to, have you said you haven't done any ads in the past, is that right?
I just started an ad, I think I mentioned this to you yesterday, on Hydrofacial.
Oh, of course, yeah. Okay.
For my therapist, but for myself, I've never really done.
Okay.
anything. But I really like the way you're packaging this
Mm.
for patients, particularly because I think bundling things together, the patient's going to have a better outcome anyway.
Exactly, which means you get more referrals, you get
Yeah.
happier clients, better reviews, and they stick for the long term.
Mm.
And this is, when I started my agency, there's the one thing that people want in aesthetics is that long term, high paying client who come back and who are really happy. So
Yeah,
I
lifelong
basically,
customer.
yeah. So I forgot about what marketing agencies currently do, and basically this system is built to bring those types of clients, and that's what I aim to
Amazing.
solve. Um, Now,
Very
what
young though, so it's very impressive that you have your own
thank you.
company.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about just over a year.
Amazing, good for
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Um, so what I meant by like leading with value and authority is like, because we're offering this free kind of like treatment plan, we are literally having people, and this is quite like, I mean, when you've run ads before and like what lead generation is, and you've done it in the past, you'll know like most leads don't like you contacting them. However, when we're actually generating these leads, we are literally getting people to thank us, to literally like say thank you in advance for the service that we are providing on your behalf. And this goes into kind of like, your reputation and stuff like that, but I'll get onto that later.
Yeah.
But this is just a demonstration of it. And ultimately, because we're leading with so much value, like we're able to generate, you see, one of the common things we get questions from clinic owners is like, surely if people are concerned and insecure about their aging concerns, who would actually submit images of their face online? And ultimately, aesthetics, one, this has never been done before, so nobody knows apart from us. And two, like, aesthetics is a very personal thing. And one of the common kind of like broken facts about the industry is that we expect people to show up to a consultation who don't even know, like, most of the time, why they're even there, unless they've got a pre-knowledge of aesthetics, in the past, and they're an experienced customer of the industry. And what that means is like you'll get bookings, yeah, but nobody will show up because, why? Like there's no kind of, emotional investment. So what this allows us to do is basically offer a bespoke kind of like medical approach as to why your treatments and your solutions are the fix to their daily concerns. So when we're calling them and when they book themselves in for a call with our practitioners, but when we're calling them, we dive into their pain points. Why are they, why are you feeling like this? How is this affecting you on a daily basis? Are you self-conscious? I mean, we wrap it into a very normal way of saying it. But ultimately it means that we can get people very excited to actually fix their daily concerns of looking in the mirror and seeing, sagging jowls, which you never had before. And they get very excited, financially excited as well, because we also collect a deposit, but more on that later. So this is marketing, right? So this Hall of Fame is our marketing part done. To generate a wall of faces, that is purely marketing, as we've extracted one person from a big pool of clients, viewers in the area. Now what happens? It moves on to sales. So the next step is to basically, they will submit their image and then they'll go to this type of page. Wonderful, we have received your photos. The next step is to schedule your, treatment plan, call, that type of thing. And basically they will book themselves in for a time to have a chat with, most of the time. So yeah, I mean, and that's basically the whole system. And then what kind of carries on from there is we have that call, we sell them on the treatment, we get them emotionally excited, we collect a deposit, and then we book them into your calendar for you, meaning that, anyway, this is what it means. So there's a few things here. So this is our USP ultimately. One, this means like your clinic's trust to each lead is basically built. And I know this because, a couple months ago, before I actually made the move to have our own in-house practitioners, is that I was using Filipino callers to call all the leads, twice a day, 2 minutes from when they actually submit the form, 24/7. And what actually happened, we actually caused some issues for our clients, being completely honest. There was some brand issues and reputation issues. And every single marketing agency that you see who says they will guarantee you clients or they will guarantee you booked appointments will use foreign callers. And it's just a known fact in the industry that in the UK specifically, we are very receptive of who we are talking to and how credible they are. And ultimately, when it comes to somebody like yourself looking to outsource your sales and marketing, you want to have that peace of mind and trust that you're not going to be getting a prospect, attracting them, having a conversation with them, and then some Filipino caller forgets how to pronounce your clinic's name or stuff
Yeah.
like that. And that's partly where some of the value in this system comes from, is there's also a reputation side of things. The next thing, just to go a bit quicker over these, every single lead literally gets a medically holistic experience without it blurring the lines between your time and our time. So it's all done by us. Lots of our clients say that their consultation times actually get reduced and the leads are much easier to close. The reason for that is because we've already done the selling, the convincing, we've recommended them the next steps. They're just coming in to have those next steps. And ultimately, this means for for yourself, the consultation is much easier, less stressful. You get higher show up rates, less time in the consultation, which basically means your time is ultimately protected from in clinic and before clinic. And also from this, because we're able to build trust, we are able to collect significant deposits, so anywhere up to £50. If you try and get a Filipino caller, which I have done in the past, to try and collect a deposit, I mean, you literally get laughed at.
Sound real, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. It can sound like they're trying to scam you and take your money for something.
Exactly. Yeah. It just simply doesn't work. And after all that's been done, your show up rates go to literally 100%. People are just excited. They're financially invested. They just show up.
Yeah.
And then obviously, the actual appointment setting rate it just literally skyrockets, which is kind of a given. So that is the system. I have got management, the pipeline, you can manage it, you can see everything going on, where everybody is, and this is updated live by humans and AI. Then ultimately, from a data point of view, you want to know if this is a good investment for yourself. So basically, you will be able to see how much we are literally bringing in, and what the return is, and that's again updated by humans to make sure it's accurate. So that's everything. That's kind of that's our approach to it. That's our strategy.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of questions on it, or anything you want me to go over again? If you don't have any more kind of questions, or there's anything you want me to cover again, I can move on to the kind of the offer and what. Yeah.
Yes, please. And then we can talk about exactly timelines, how this works.
Yeah.
Like more of the.
Yeah. So I mean, the way the offer is structured is that we have a 3-month agreement. We want to basically work with clinics for the long term, as opposed to just them come and leave. So we have a 3-month retainer, and it starts at 1,900-ish a month. And then if you do want to pay it in full, you can pay it in full, and then basically not have to pay again until after the 3 months, which it then drops down, which is 5,500. And we kind of say for ad spend, it's roughly 600 a month, but that kind of trickles out your account as opposed to just leaving your account. So that's our pricing. If you want to talk about timelines, just let me know and I can kind of just walk you through that process.
And then tell me, for instance, for the initial 3 months, is it the exact same offer, or we would change the offer if we realize something's not working, or are you just tied into that one package that's been created?
Our goal of my marketing agency's goal is to bring you high ticket, long lasting facial aesthetic clients. The way we do that doesn't matter. So if something simply isn't working, we will change it immediately and try something else until we fulfill on the goal of 3 months.
Okay.
Take that client over 3 months. It's going to be, it could. The thing is, I don't like giving potential.
I'm not gonna hold you to it, but I also want to make sure that obviously, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I must get a 7 times whatever. But what I want to make sure is that it is generating, because I'll give you an example. I'm running a campaign right now with a dental marketing company, and it's for Invisalign. And obviously my dental business is a separate entity, but it's been running for 10 years. So, it is fairly successful, but we could be doing better. My facial aesthetic business, on the other hand, is relatively new, and it doesn't have the same same pot like my dental business does. So whoever I decide to invest in, I just kind of want to make sure that it's still a good investment, because I don't have endless pot of money without generating something back. And I'm not saying, oh, I need my first month, I need to smash it and be earning 30,000. No, that is not at all what I'm saying. But I also just want to have some reassurance also on your end that, and the one thing reason I'm leaving my current dental marketing company is there was no accountability, that we're managing the leads, we're following through with the leads, we're tracking every single thing, because I've got a 16-person team on my dental practice. I've got 2 people on my facial aesthetic practice, which is why I love that you guys are vetting the leads, you know, because I'm not staff heavy. But what I didn't like about them is there was never a, you know what, this is not working, let's try something new.
Right.
Okay, this campaign didn't work, or even something as little as we'll reduce our management fee for the 4th month because you know what, even I'm disappointed in the returns that you've had. Let me do something. The ad spend is my ad spend. And I said to them, I will give you my ad spend, but something on your end is going wrong right now. And you cannot tell me that going through a 6 month of campaign and we've got 1 lead that's converted. To me, that is
I
bullshit.
get that.
Like,
Get that. And
I kind of just want to, and one of the things that attracts me about you is that you seem like a smaller business, and I like working with small businesses because I feel there's just more integrity there, and I think people care
of course,
that
yeah.
there's a normal person behind. Like, I'm not a corporate, I am a normal person. I work very hard. I'm just time poor now because I'm also a mum and I want to work smarter and not harder. And I do have business goals, and I want to build a really good partnership with somebody who's going to get me there, and I can keep investing equally with you. Because of course I get it. You want to also make money. Like, I want you to make the money, but then I want to make sure I'm also making the money to keep spending it with you. Right.
Yeah. But there's 2 things that we've got an approach to this. There's 2 things. So the first thing is setting it very clear of what we are doing for you. Money marketing agencies, basically their goal is to run campaigns for you. So when a campaign isn't working, oh yeah, we're just running the campaign. Our goal is to bring you in clinic consultations. That's our goal. What that means, it doesn't matter what's happening with the campaign. It doesn't matter, you know, whether this campaign's working or that one's not working. Our goal is to bring you these people in your clinic, which means that, you know, anything before that is our responsibility. So so you would you potentially judge your dental marketing agency on how many leads you're getting, and well, then they need to, you know, tweak the campaign. But what you would judge us on is, okay, how many appointments am I getting, you know, in clinic? And then if it's not enough for you, then you just need to tell that to us. And then, you know, it's our responsibility to look at, you know, what's going wrong, what's happening, you know, and
How
so,
we can improve it.
so usually what we actually offer clinics. However, we don't offer this to startup clinics because new businesses, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty around many things that we can't control. But usually what we do for an established clinic is we actually guarantee that if you don't make more than your money that you pay us, we will refund you the bridging. Like, so if we, let's say it all failed and we booked you one facial aesthetic client worth £1,000, we would refund you 4,500 at the end of the 3 months, just so you know that your investment is protected. However, that the reason why we're able to do that is because we know when we come into a relatively established clinic, like with the bottom line, with the word of mouth, with the Facebook ads that have run, you know, £10,000 worth of Facebook ads in the past, we know when we come in, we will be able to take them from here to here, and we guarantee that. However, for the new clinics we work with, or that, well, we don't actually really work with new clinics, and we try to stay away from them. However, you're not like that new and you do have experience with your dental, so like I'm more than happy to take on the project. Taking them from 0 to 1 we can't guarantee, but going from 1 to 10 we can for the other clinics we work with. So that would be, that's kind of, you know, I mean, I do have true intentions, and you know, I would never want to be rewarded, you know, as a marketing agency which is getting paid for something where we didn't market and sell, you know, at all. Like, whether it's under contract or not, if you don't make back more than, you know, what you pay for, and let's say it was fell on us, like we saw it was my marketing agency's fault that happened, ethically that would feel wrong for me to still get paid for something like that, because my job is one thing only, and that's getting appointments in your seat, and it's an embarrassment. Like, it would take a hit on, you know, my pride of doing something unsuccessfully and still, you know, still expecting to get paid for it. Which is why, you know, I put so much time and effort into getting this system with our own, you know, practitioners to basically always, you know, be able
and help convert.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's what I can say. You know, so yeah, I mean, apart from that, is there like, you know, is there anything else that you would, you know, in ways, there's so many people looking to start new businesses, you know, messaging me and stuff like about AI, and you know, it's a crazy thing. But what I was going to say is, like, we can also put that on your DMs for Facebook and Instagram. So if you wanted like a general inquiry management bot for your dental practice, or, you know, something completely different, you know, you've got our expertise here. You know, you're a client of ours, and we look to, you know, always under promise and over deliver. So that's one of the ways like we do that. So if you did want to kind of like experiment with that type of thing, like have something like Derma Medical, yeah, we can definitely look to do that.
Amazing. Okay, and the packages.
Yeah.
How do you build the package?
Yeah. So I mean,
Have a figures in mind that you never want to go under X, or you always recommend to build a package around a certain price? Like, how would we do it?
Yeah, so we are an emphasis or like an accelerator on top of you. So like we don't, to avoid mistakes and doing things, out of line with your values and the way you run your clinic. We don't just, pick things out of the air and recommend it to people. We have a brief from you,
Yeah.
discussing the options, what would be the best strategy. And then basically, you know, we what we will do is, instead of having it a free treatment plan, it's an age reversal image assessment, which sections your menu of treatments off to certain things. But what we usually do is, so we do skincare number one, so recommending them skincare. Then secondly, injectables. That's the second kind of like topic we cover in the treatment plan. And then thirdly, like technology in clinic procedures. So that might be like an extra hydrofacial or something like that.
Or Morpheus, I've got Morpheus 8.
We've got Morpheus 8, so that will tie really well into everything like that we do. So we would, yeah. So we kind of get an idea as to what we are advertising, and we basically connect that idea to each individual lead, as opposed to, coming up with our own solutions that might be out of line with your brand, your reputation, your clinic, and then referring that to lead. So we take your idea, we improve on it, we guide you, and then we connect that to the lead using our.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. And the skincare bit, how does that work? Would you just, I don't know if you've heard of Amila.
Heard of that before.
It's a polynucleotide basically. But I would love to maybe package skincare, Morpheus 8 and Amila together, because Morpheus 8 obviously will tighten the skin, but the Amila, which is a skin booster, expedites the results to make it even better.
Right. So I mean, this is why our approach isn't just like one size fits all. It's because everybody's different, every clinic's different, and that's why, like we're positioned as someone to accelerate your decision making and your goals. And this is your passion at the end of the day. So we don't want to bring people, who, yes, they might be clients and appointments, but we want to work out what your passion is, what you love doing, and then we want to optimize for getting as many of those clients as we can. So that's why our approach, of working closely with you to package something together is different from clinic to clinic, but the campaign and the structure and the template we run is all the same. So like we collect the facial images, we do all that, train the AI, stuff like that.
So the idea is to book in a consultation at the end of all of that. The idea is that you're booking a patient for consultation rather than, like, for instance, direct treatment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't want to take too much responsibility, because at the end of the day, these are your clients that you are going to be performing treatments on. You need to assess them first. Our goal is to get them to show up.
But because we're packaging these things, we would be having some pricing structure on this, so the patient's aware what they're looking at. Yeah. That's not a shock when they walk in.
Yeah. We'll say, like, that's a part of, this is a part of why the practitioners are so skilled on sales and appointment setting, is because we don't just pick up the phone, tell them what they need, and ask them if they want it. Just like I've done with you, I've spoken to you on the phone, we've spoken on the Zoom call, but right at the start of all these conversations, it's been about getting to know you. So that means, I know that whether this is the right fit and why this is the right fit for you. Right. And that's what we do with all the leads that we generate on Facebook. And that's how we're able to get people to pay the most, is because it really addresses what they are actually looking for.
Okay. And are the calls like recorded, like, for your own training as well? Like, I would love to hear them back to see how they're being handled. Like, is there an option to do that?
Yeah, it's all recorded. Yeah.
And that's what available in the dashboard? Yeah, amazing. And what platforms do you plan to advertise on? I saw you Meta. So is that across Facebook and Instagram? Yeah, but not Google.
No. The only reason why you need to advertise on many platforms is when you do nothing well. So you basically need to just hope and pray and spray across platforms that some people will find you.
Okay, and what's timeline for things?
Yeah, so, and this is something that this is one of our secrets of over delivering. The first thing we do, without running any ads, is, and although you are a new clinic, so you might not have a very large database, or maybe you have a database for your dental practice that you might like to cross-reference for facial aesthetics, maybe something like that. But basically, we'll send them a bulk text message, reactivating them on the new offer or strategy that we've put together for you. That will go out to ideally thousands of contacts. And then the AI will be built. So the AI will help manage those inquiries via text. And then usually what happens is people, because they're old clients, they just tend to just book straight into for a consultation with you. So then that's like instant. So we do that, we can almost do that today.
Okay.
And then we start creating the landing pages, and that takes, about 4 days to create everything, strategize everything, get, an offering to the market. So really, to actually get started with everything, it'll be about a week to a week and a half, really. But we try and, stimulate that quick return without any additional ad spend or cost, as soon as possible, to try and get you winning right from the beginning.
Okay. What I want to do is maybe start in January as our first 3 months in the first quarter, if that works with you guys. But what we can do is in December, is decide the offer, decide exactly what we're packaging together. And I'm happy to make the payment, like that's not an issue. But I'm just thinking we actually start maybe the proper campaign from.
What we can do, I'm happy to make it, to officially start the 3 months if we can get a payment for January to from there on. And in the meantime, we can just be in close contact, experimenting, playing around with ideas, testing.
So I'm more than happy to do all that.
I'm happy to do have it as like almost a 4 month thing. Well, I mean 4 and a bit months. If we were to start now, then we can start, getting the laser focus, and then you won't be paying us until January, February, March, end of March time. So basically, by coming on board and getting that ball rolling now, you get a marketing partner until the end of March, and that we will run, start the marketing stuff we've been working on January 1st.
Okay, that sounds good.
Would you like to do that? Okay. To confirm, it was so until end of March. You're committing to the paid in full plan of 5,500.
Okay, that should be done.
Cool.